everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here on a Screenwriter's Rant. We're taking a look at the comeback trail. And as always, I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to click through the stills. You can watch it yourself. But it's actually a pretty good premise. It takes place in 1974. And this is Morgan Freeman, who plays a gangster. So that's a bit of a miscast, I think. I don't think he really comes off as menacing. But Robert De Niro plays a producer who's in debt to him, and he's got to come up with money or else he's in big trouble. And then it's a joke about Hollywood and how Hollywood is, and so this is Zach Braff, isn't that his name? He plays like his assistant, the producer's assistant, associate producer, I guess, and they're trying to raise money in order to make sure the gangster doesn't break his legs or kill him or whatever. So they can't figure out how to raise the money. It's probably they're going to Hollywood parties, back when Hollywood was something. So then they try to go to a movie set where this celebrity, fake celebrity obviously for the movie, is shooting a movie, and Zach accidentally causes an accident, and he gets killed, or horribly injured. And because of that, no, I think he gets killed. He gets killed. Their friend, played by Emil Hirsch, who's also a producer, had the stars insured for $5 million, and this is 1974, so $5 million is even more money. So the premise is they realize, oh my God, if we could just pretend to shoot a movie and get a big star and then kill him, we can make a ton of money. So that's what they set out to do. But the guy they hire, and so he tells the gangsters, oh, Andy Griffith is one of the gangsters for Morgan Freeman. So they hire, see if I can get his face, Tommy Lee, who plays like an old Western dude who's like suicidal. Just about. When they go to talk to him, he's like, hold up, I got to play my daily Russian roulette game. So they spend the whole movie faking a movie. Obviously they insure him, and then they fake various stunts for him to do because he insists on doing his own stunts, and he's an older guy, and they just can't kill him. So this is sort of a classic setup for a comedy, and I got to say, it looks pretty funny. It's an old cast, but they look good. I mean, they look appropriate for their parts and whatnot. And here he is on the phone arguing, how hard is it to kill a guy? It's so easy. But they can't seem to do it. And of course, Tommy Lee becomes his friend because Tommy Lee's under the impression he keeps saving him. Zach Braff, yeah, that's his name. There's a scene with a rope bridge. He sabotages that, but it all goes horribly wrong, and he ends up getting hurt. So it's a classic setup. I think this could be a lot of fun. And it's two seasoned veteran actors. So I like it. It's called The Comeback Trail, and I can see why it gets greenlit. I mean, besides the fact you have epic celebrity status here, you have Hollywood loves movies about itself. I mean, they just can't get enough of that. You pitch a movie that takes place in Hollywood, that's about Hollywood, you're halfway there. No lie. So, they can make fun of Hollywood. They can shoot it in LA. Absolutely no problem. And really, for any of you who have ever been to LA, prior to the any of the riots, when you go around LA, it always reminds me of TV shows in the 70s. Like every parking garage has had a TV show set in it. Every building's been shot like multiple times. It all looks sort of vaguely familiar, and all from this period, really, the 70s. There's a few buildings that are newer, but they're easy to crop out or whatever. And you get the right cars and you're set. So this is kind of an easy movie to shoot for a budget of this size. So I could totally see them doing it. And I got to say, it looks funny. And God bless them. We need more comedies. You know, in this era, we need more comedies. Now, is it going to strike a chord? Well, I think it'll strike a chord with the older audience that this movie seems to be aimed at. Because when you have an older cast like this, you got De Niro and Tommy Lee and Morgan Freeman. I mean, they're the three heavy hitters, and they're all older. So, yeah, I know who they are, but does some 20-year-old even remember these guys? You know, the last movie De Niro was in was The Irishman. I guess did okay. Tommy Lee hasn't been in a movie for a long time. Morgan Freeman, what the hell was he in recently? I can't even think. So, you know, this looks fun. I would watch this movie totally. I don't know if I'd go to the theaters to see it. I would certainly rent it. I would certainly rent it. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a review on it, but, and then the other thing is, it takes place in 1974, so for a younger audience, it's an era that they maybe can't relate to everything, you know? So you got people on landline phones. I mean, there are people who are alive now, they've never used a landline phone. They don't really get it. You know, I have a nephew, he's 20, and I tried to explain to him, you know, what it was like to live with landline phones, and and I was just like, well, no, see, a phone wasn't a thing you took with you. A phone was, it was like a place. It was like, can I use your phone in your house? You know, buildings had phones. People didn't have phones. Buildings had phones. And that was a concept he thought about it. He was like, oh, yeah, interesting. Like, it's different. It's a different world almost when you go back to, you know, an era like the 70s. There's, of course, no internet, and, you know, there's not a lot of technology that today we sort of take for granted. So my only problem with the movie is it may not resonate with today's modern audience. It doesn't have, I mean, Emile Hirsch, I don't know if he's a big enough draw to get a younger crowd. I mean, he's younger, but, you know, but I like the movie a lot. But then again, I'm probably in the age range for this. You know, I know all these celebrities. I definitely need a comedy. But, you know, for you screenwriters out there, I think you might enjoy it because, you know, again, Hollywood's obsessed with itself, and it's always funny to see them send themselves up, as it were. The Comeback Trail. Check it out.